my Browns friends, fans, friends. The Browns did it. They cut the kicker.
You're listening to the What the Elf Was That podcast, an iconoclastic look at the latest Cleveland Browns news. The What the Elf Was That podcast is part of the Fanatical Elves podcast network, a part of the Fans First Sports Network. Here's your host, Joel Cade.
Hey, everybody, welcome into another edition of What the Elf Was That? It has been a great cut down week. What do you think, John Suchan?
Oh, this is the best time of the year to be a Cleveland Browns fan. The ups, the downs, the all in betweens. I just heard Bailey Zappi is back with the Browns. Bailey Zappi,
Okay.
the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah, okay. I tell you, though, I'm pretty pumped. They cut Dustin Hopkins.
Oh, I know how much you love kickers. I know you want to talk about the new kicker. Dustin Hopkins gets cut. It was all mental, right, Joel? Wasn't it all mental?
I mean, I am not a professional kicker, but as a high school kicker, I can just tell you it's just not that hard. People just get in their heads, they get in their heads and they end up screwing themselves up.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, Cleveland is the breeding ground for doing that. So we'll see how long new kicker Andre Schmidt lasts.
Syracuse
I
grad,
kind of like
right?
it.
He went to Syracuse?
I don't. He went to some college. I'm glad he's wearing number 47 though, because that saves number 7 for the other guy I want to talk about today. You ready?
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Well, not James Bond, but Isaiah Bond.
Yes.
We'll talk about the Bond man. The one good thing, there's multiple good things about dropping a kicker, but one good thing about dropping Dustin Hopkins means that Tyler Huntley and Dustin Hopkins, both who wore number 7, have been both cut, which opens up number 7 for...
The name's Bond. James Bond.
That's right. Isaiah Bond can get his number 7. And they should, like the Cleveland Browns, every time Isaiah Bond touches the ball, they should have that going through the stadium. That's what they should
That's
do
fantastic.
every time he touches the ball.
You need to send an email to the Browns. I'm serious, dude. That's like
They
genius.
They should even have like a video clip of like an Aston Martin DB5 rolling through, like
right.
and Bond driving around with the guns. Yeah, that'd be tremendous. That would just be tremendous. Anyway, let's get back to the kickers. So you saw they cut Dustin Hopkins because,
yes.
come on, you're missing extra points, you're missing field goals. I mean, I was watching the game with my son. We watched it on Sunday, and he was like, Dustin Hopkins hit the extra point, and he was like, "Oh my God, he put it down the middle." I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry."
That was the first one, but then,
yeah, it's like, "Don't worry, it's coming, it's coming." So then they get this guy Schmidt out there, and he just puts it straight through. So like, oh, this is great. They're gonna have to keep him, or we're gonna have an actual kicker. So then, guess what happens? They cut him, right? And then the Browns decide, let's roll Andre Schmidt out for a press conference. Now, you may recall my rant from last week, and some of you may recall how I impersonated Browns reporters interviewing new kickers.
yes.
When they come to
I
Cleveland.
thought of you because I saw some clip, and you can carry on here about Northeast Ohio weather. So carry on.
So the first thing you know is going to happen. Somebody is going to try to get in this dude's head. Are you worried about kicking in Cleveland? Are you worried about the wind and the lake and the snow and the this and the this and the this? Have you ever seen such a terrible place like Cleveland? Why would anybody ever want to kick here? Yeah. And Under Schmidt's like, yeah, I grew up in Chicago, and it didn't phase them one bit, right? And they're all like, well, what kind of weather did you get in Chicago? And where'd you kick here? And how did you do it? And like, it just totally threw them for a loop. Like they had no idea what to do with a kicker who's just like, yeah, it's the weather. Like, this is what it does, right?
Oh, that's just, I could just see Mary Kay and a tizzy and Tony Grossi just going, what?
I don't even think I think it was like Nate Ulrich or something. I mean, it wasn't even the usual suspects.
Oh.
It was just somebody else. Like, I think they've passed the torch on. Like, look, we've been getting in these kickers' heads for so long. It's your turn now. You get to be the one to jinx the new kicker. And I think they're all just taken aback. Like, the weather's not bothering him. Like he's not
Now, did
concerned. He's grown up in this. What do we do here?
did Dustin Hopkins get picked up by chance? Do we know that? I did not see
I mean, why?
anything today.
Why would somebody pick him up?
Well, true. Well, now the Browns picked up like 9 or 10 players for their practice squad today, including Mari Marshall, the running back, and the other running back, Travion Williams. So, and then they
I know
brought in.
Travion Williams came back, and they brought in Raheem Sanders. I think they
Yes.
claimed Raheem Sanders.
Where's
Yeah, I went on.
the-
I
yeah,
kind of, I went and saw him. Right. I thought I'm going to watch some film on this.
sure.
I'm going to see who this guy
South
is.
Carolina kid, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm the only one that's down on Raheem Sanders, but I guess I got to say is this: we still have Jerome Ford. Okay, so not all is lost. I mean, I will say for Raheem Sanders, he seems to have good vision,
Okay.
right? So he can. So this gives him a leg up on Ford, right? He's
Right.
got good vision. He seems to be able to catch the ball, and once he kind of gets going, like the little engine that could, he can get up to a pretty good speed.
Yeah.
But I think his issue is he's going through the line of scrimmage. He's like got cement legs going through the line of scrimmage.
Really?
Like
Okay.
he stops, he looks, he stops, he
Yeah,
looks,
no.
he moves, he stops, he like just run through the hole. Like there's something to be said about find the hole and run through it as fast as you can. Not find the hole, take 2 steps in, find another hole,
Jerome
bounce
Ford
this
is
way,
still trying
bounce
to
that
find
way.
the hole.
Well, but if he does, if Jerome Ford ever finds a hole, he runs through it. Okay, I'll give him that. He's full speed.
I was
through that
telling
hole.
Steve Gill earlier in the week that after the game, Jerome Ford, I know some of you are really high on him, some of you are not, but what I saw was a player who was really in the few plays he was on the field, very aggressive. When he was getting tackled, he really drove through the tackler. I thought that was more than I have seen from somebody like Jerome Ford. And maybe he's learned some toughness and that'll work out in our favor.
I would like to see him. Like I would love to take Raheem Sanders and Jerome Ford and smash them into one player.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to do.
What's the running back from Notre Dame that he did you hear he got released?
Audric Estime.
Somebody else signed him because the Browns did not. I know a lot of people were. I'll have to find out who that is, where he went, because I know some Browns fans were really hopeful that they would get him today, but I did not.
Audric Estime. I mean, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish don't really do an outside zone offense, but they have been cranking out offensive linemen and tight ends to the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of good ones in recent years. And the running backs have really benefited from that. Audric Estime was a big kind of bruiser back. You put him in there, you get a yard or two or something like that, which is what I think Raheem Sanders will ultimately be, right? Unless they can teach him to, here's one hole, run through it. But beyond that.
How do you spell Estime's last name? Is it like E-S?
Estime.
And the first name is Anthony?
Audric, Audric, Audric. So
okay, I want to see.
I am mildly happy with Raheem Sanders, but I'm also hoping that Quinshawn Judkins actually plays in the NFL and not at Ohio State this weekend against Texas.
But can he do that? He has an agent. He already had an agent.
Who knows anymore? Those rules were in effect when you couldn't get paid, so I don't know. I mean, he could just fire his agent. I don't know.
Now, they said that they were close to signing him, to even as of today, but then the NFL at some point today said that they were still investigating things. And people in Cleveland and fans of the Browns are getting frustrated. If he's been cleared of the criminal charges, then what the hell is the NFL doing? Because are they courts?
The NFL, man, you're going to get me into this topic. It's going to make me want to quit doing podcasting. The NFL just thinks they are their own country, their own autonomous authority, and nobody else can tell them anything. They just do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want. So, this player policy was pushed through. I mean, literally, they can just suspend you for no reason. It's like working in Ohio. They can fire you for any reason. They may have to pay, unemployment, but anybody can fire you for any reason. The NFL has just decided we can fine you, suspend you, kick you out of the league, and definitely kick you out like they did with Myles Garrett anytime we want for pretty much any reason. And there's no real language in the collective bargaining agreement that protects players. So you and I will sit here and be like, okay, he got arrested,
Yeah.
but he didn't get charged. So no harm, no foul, because nobody even got charged in this situation, and
Yeah.
it's over with. You think it's, but not for the NFL. They got to get
No.
there. Like,
Man.
you hurt our reputation. You were in the news for something bad, therefore you will pay.
Now,
Right? I just,
the
I don't
the
get it.
wide receiver for Kansas City, Rice, got suspended today for 6 games for detrimental conduct or something.
We play that division, don't we?
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be back before we
By the way,
play Chiefs.
Estime signed with the Philadelphia Eagles running back core. He'll be on their practice squad. So the Eagles get
Okay.
stronger with another pretty decent running back.
Well, if they would teach him to take a snap, they could just roll him in for the Philly special. That would be tremendous.
How are you feeling about Kenny Pickett leaving the Browns? Is he the only quarterback in Browns history to have been signed and traded and not having played a down in preseason?
Who knows? Who cares? Bye, Kenny. Bye, Felicia. I mean, he didn't even practice. Like, he played for like a week, and then he got hurt.
Yes.
What do you say about him? Like,
Are you,
he's hurt.
Okay, so are you happy now with he's traded, and now you got Joe Flacco, and now they've announced that Dylan Gabriel will be the number 2 guy. Are you satisfied with that?
I am. I'm fine with that. You're going to have to play these 2 guys anyway. You're going to have to find out by the end of the year if you think either one of these guys can be the guy moving forward. And I think the answer on Dylan Gabriel's already no. If you thought that Dylan Gabriel was the guy, you'd have picked him earlier. He's the second string quarterback. And if you get him some playing time, so he's a good second string quarterback, then you've made that pick be what you wanted it to be. The question here is the development of Shedeur Sanders. Can he get the playbook down? Can he get the snaps down? Can he get past some of these bad habits he's had in college and understand that this is professional football? And by the way, all this stupidity out there, if I had a nickel for every time I've seen a rookie quarterback run backward and take a 20-yard sack, I'd be owning the Browns right now. Like, it's that common. Every rookie quarterback has a game like this. Okay, so yeah, it happened against the Rams nobodies, like 15th team people that they have there, and it's against the Browns 5th teamers, but it's still a bad performance, and you can still get out there and put that on Shedeur Sanders, right? I'm not putting that on his blocking. I'm not putting that on anything, right? Step up into the pocket, read the defense, make a throw.
His timing was off. Yeah, his timing.
Well, yeah, well, I mean,
yeah.
I think it was interesting that everybody's complaining that they got all the bad plays. That wasn't all the bad plays. They're running the same plays that
But
every
he's
other
just screwing them
quarterback was
up, and they
running that
look
game.
bad because he's
just
running
screwing
them.
them up. Right.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not worried about Shedeur Sanders. I'm really not. It's a preseason game. Okay. He's learning. We knew these were the problems with him coming out of college. And this is why, maybe, part of the reason why he fell to the 5th round.
You ran a poll about fans here in Cleveland.
The poll.
How did that poll come out? I know it had to do something to do with those Shedeur Sanders fans that we love and adore.
So I was listening to all these Shedeur fans, which I am pro Shedeur, but I am not stupid pro Shedeur like some people are. So I decided to run a poll, having written for Dog Pound Daily during the Johnny Manziel years.
Yes.
And then again during the Baker Mayfield years. Oh, careful there.
I'm losing all of my.
Watch yourself.
Forgive me.
I know I'm not writing for Dog Pound Daily during the Shedeur Sanders era, but I remember what it was like. Oh, I'm not getting enough money this month, so I need to write something negative about Johnny Manziel to get my numbers up so I can take my wife out to dinner or something. Or,
yes,
you got Baker Mayfield. If I just say something negative about Baker Mayfield, I'll get a bunch of
my biggest article.
Get some more
I know.
money.
I'm going to cut. I just wanted to chime in here too. Odell Beckham Jr. When the Brownies had Odell, I wrote for the same daily, Dog Pound Daily, and we all knew that anything with Odell's name on it was gold. and I think I wrote something about the trade wins, and boy, that was a game winner. I was definitely able to take my wife out to a fancy dinner that night.
Yeah, there you go. See, yeah, this is how the media works. So I thought I would ask our fellow Xians, Twitterins, Browns Twitter, Browns X, who has the absolute worst groupies on X? Was it Manziel, the Baker Bros, or these?
Hmm.
What do they call these Shador people? The Shador crazies? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got some other names
The
for them. I don't want to say it on the radio.
well, Steve said too, Gil. He was like, these fans of Shador. I mean, they're not Browns fans. They're just cheering for Shador, and it's just like, dude, like, and that's if you also go back to the day when you were just talking about with Johnny Manziel. I was
And
living
Baker
in
Mayfield.
Kansas, in the
Hmm.
heartland of the country, and he played down there at Texas A&M, and there were a lot of Texas A&M fans, Big 12 fans, all of that, and there were people that would just root for Johnny Manziel because he was from that part of the country. They could care less about the Brownies, but they would buy the gear, buy the Brown stuff, all that. But anyway,
These guys, like Sanders groupies, seems to be more agitated than the other kind of groupies. They're like more ready to jump up and say the Browns are a bunch of idiots and I'm not doing this anymore. You people are
right?
that. And they're quick to throw out the racist word, which I have not
Yes,
dealt with before. Quick to throw out the racist word. And that makes it difficult to touch, and it's unique. So I ran the poll, right? I got
ran the
150
poll. Okay,
views, I think, and the Shador Sanders crew got 65% of the vote, with
what was the
Baker
question?
Mayfield's
Who are the worst?
whose groupies are the worst to deal with on X between these three people,
Obviously, I mean the X
Manziel,
has become a crazy
Baker, or
place. So I mean, yeah, I
right.
would. Yeah, you said 65%. Who was second?
Baker was second and Manziel was third.
Probably
I
just
think it kind of
time.
shows a progression of
Yes,
the longer this goes on X, the stupider and crazier people become. Like
Right? Yeah, I because
I
we all
it's,
know. I mean, back in the day with Baker, man, with all of that going on, that was when Deshaun first came in here, and oh my God.
mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of support for Baker. I still support Baker. I still, my kids got a Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey for Baker. I mean, there are a lot of fans that he made, and I. It's unfortunate that things had to move on. I know a lot of people want to talk about his immaturity and all this stuff, but now he's making Popeye commercials. Isn't that interesting?
Well, good for him. I mean, I'll be honest. If I could have Baker Mayfield today, I would take it. But some people
You
just
don't think
need a little bit of
you
time.
you don't think that he could have managed through all that and gotten to where he is today with if he hadn't left?
I don't know, and we don't
We
know.
won't know.
We don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, he went through, and it seemed like to me the turning point with Baker. Man, we're way off the rails now. It seemed like to me when Baker Mayfield had to file a suit against his family for basically wasting his money. That seemed to be when and at the same time that's going on, I think his wife was pregnant, wasn't she?
I think
weren't they
so.
weren't they weren't they going to have a kid? And I think at that point Baker was just like, okay, one, I'm broke because I let my family waste my money, and two, I have a wife and a kid now I got to take care of,
Yeah.
and that makes you grow up real quick.
Uh,
And if that happened in Cleveland, maybe he'd be here in Cleveland doing it. But it happened. He was a
well,
free
I didn't
agent
like
and he had
the
nothing
whole.
to step up on.
I know we're talking about Baker right now, but the whole coaching thing too. I go back to that Hard Knocks video where they show Hugh Jackson talking about who's going to be the backup, and Hugh Jackson was just a jackass when it comes to coaching, just a complete and utter moron. And then you see these clips of him talking to Baker and stuff, and I just feel bad because Baker had a really shitty coach in Hugh Jackson. Not
Can't
yeah.
change it now.
Anyway,
And Baker Mayfield also had Kevin Stefanski. So I just don't know what happened, didn't happen. I don't know if they just wanted their guy,
are you sold on
whatever.
Are you sold on Stefanski now? Do you think he's the guy still go moving forward? Do you think he
I've
can?
I've liked Stefanski for a long time. I has been frustrated with Stefanski because I think the teams come out soft, but I think
Mhm.
he's addressing that this year. I think the teams don't prepare enough in the preseason for the season. I think they've done more of that, although I would rather have seen the starters play at least a series every single game in the preseason.
Mhm.
And there are teams that have done that, including the Cincinnati Bengals, who we will see week one.
Mhm.
So I'd like to see some more toughness. I'm frustrated not so much with Stefanski as much as I am with that analytics crew that's like sports science. Those people have gone through multiple coaches. They've been here through
Hmm.
Hugh Jackson, Todd
Hmm.
Haley. What's this
Yeah.
dude that coached that was the Alabama guy? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's like those that same little crew's been there for a while, and
Yeah.
as long as that sports science crew's been there, they've been hurt throughout the situation for as long as it can go. John, let's take a break for a few
Yeah.
seconds here, and we'll
I'm going to
do our
catch up on
station
the X and see if
identification.
there's any new news.
All right, and we're back. Make sure to visit our sponsors. That's how we stay on the air and get paid. And I'm telling you, I'm not breaking the bank. So go visit the
Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. They shake the hand of the farmer. Find the clip on the top of our X page. By the way, we are looking for new podcasters to join us here on the Fanatical Elves Network. Joel is one of the fine contributors to our network, has been for the last couple of years. We love Joel. Joel, like he mentioned, has written for Dog Pound Daily. I've written for Dog Pound Daily as well. But we just have a great group of folks here on the network, and we've talked to a few new people that might be joining our crew soon. So we're excited to be announcing that shortly. But if you have an interest in podcasting and would like to talk about the Cleveland Browns and all things Cleveland, send us a DM to the Elves Network on the X or Facebook and listen to us on Apple and Spotify. Anywhere you listen to your podcasts, we're there.
Hey, I'll even bring you on the show. We'll have a
That would
chat.
be fantastic.
We'll talk kickers.
He's tired of
and
me as
stuff.
his co-host. I'm Ed McMahon.
No,
Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon.
I'm loving John Suchan
How you
here.
doing, Johnny Carson?
I'm
buddy Johnny.
concerned, John, with how many podcasts you do, man. You're gonna burn
Oh
out.
shit! You know how many? I counted. I forgot. I had the number the other day. I told my wife we were looking at the numbers on the megaphone. I think we've done almost 1,500 podcasts since we've started this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wow.
And we don't make money, folks, on this, but we love talking about the Cleveland Browns. And if you'd like to invest in our Fanatical Elves Network, we have some sponsors. We'd love to grow that part of our brand. So if you have any interest in us spreading the love, talking about the Browns, talking about your product, let us know as well.
So, John, your
Joel.
mode here on this podcast is what's happening on X. What do I need to be aware of? What's the current conversation out there?
Well, today it's just all about the practice squad guys. There's a lot of crap out there on the X too. There was some bad stuff happening outside of football today. So prayers out to everybody that's involved with all those things. I know there was something that happened up in Minnesota. But besides that, the practice squad's getting all the attention. They're showing little video highlights of the Browns.
I would just like to point out about the practice squad. Okay.
Yes.
I want to point this out about the practice squad before people get way too excited about the practice squad. First of all, most of these players didn't get drafted. Second of all, these players didn't make another NFL roster. So they're not coming in. All the balloons are going up. These guys are not coming in and making an impact on your team. Okay. And if I had to guess anything, if they can get Quinshon Judkins under contract, I would be guessing that Raheem Sanders is gone as well. I don't think they're keeping him, but it may be a couple weeks because they're going to have to get Judkins up to speed.
Yeah.
So, and Judkins should have just reported to camp. You know the rate of people. And I knock on wood. I don't want to be this guy, but you know the rate of people who don't show up to camp and try to get into game shape on the fly. How much those people get injured. I mean, it's not good. Like, he needed to show up to camp. Whatever the heck he was doing was just dumb. Get to camp, get your stuff done. What else is going on in the X?
There's just not. It's kind of boring. Besides, we
right,
got
I
down
got
to the
something for you.
53. We got down to that 53. So yeah.
Let's talk this.
Okay.
Last I saw, the Browns were the underdog by 5.5 against.
Is
Cincinnati.
that the spread right now? 5.5 were the underdog.
That's what I saw. I saw. Now, do you think the Bengals are 5.5 better than
Hell
the Browns
no.
right now?
No,
See, I don't
they're
think
not.
so either. Now, maybe we're just biased Browns fans, but I'm looking at our defense and I'm thinking they're already got a shaky offensive line in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow just kind of like rolls over and dies when people gets close to him because he doesn't want hurt again.
He sucks.
So the
Joe
only
Burrow,
real
no
chance,
schmo.
The only real chance I think the Bengals have is they're going to have to hit those quick hitters off the slants, off the screens
Yeah.
to try to take advantage of our DBs who are kind of beat up. I think that's all they got. So I think the Bengals are going to have to really come out and throw a lot of the short game. And the question is going to be,
Who's their
can our
running backs right
linebackers
now?
do
Who do
that?
they got for running backs? That's what I'm looking at.
Oh, I forget. I
Jumping
can
on.
see them. I can see them in my eyes. I can
Um,
see them in my head. They're decent players. They're a passing team. They're not paying running backs, they're paying wide receivers.
right.
Okay. That's who they're paying. They're paying wide receivers. So their game is built on Joe Burrow throwing the ball to his buddy Jamar Chase. That's what
Absolutely.
that game is.
He was number 1 in fantasy league football on ESPN, by the way. My buddy that I work with, Troy, took him in the first pick of the. We had our fantasy league draft the other night.
Jamar Chase?
Yes. Can you believe that? Yeah.
I mean, I could see that if you're going against the Browns twice, if you think you can get the ball out.
I'm pulling
Baltimore's secondary has not been good the last 2 years, despite what everybody thinks about them. And I can see the Steelers having an off year because they've kind of just gone young in the secondary.
Right.
I mean, the Steelers are another team that's in a rebuilding process and nobody's talking about it.
No.
This is why their veterans are getting all upset. Like, I don't want to play on a team that's going to go out there and not perform because we've got all these young guys on the lineup.
I'm looking here. Where are we? I'm looking for the current odds right now, but
I mean, I will say the Bengals offense kind of got better when they started running the ball as opposed to throwing the ball last year, but we'll see if they continue that trend.
I know we're going into week 2, but we already talked about this a little bit. We're playing the Ratbirds in week 2, and they're celebrating the fact that they stole our team. Are you still feeling pretty good about that, Joel?
Hold on. I'll tell you exactly how I feel about it.
I'm actually a Ravens fan.
Go to hell.
Yeah, they can just go to hell.
Right?
I am not pleased with that situation, but I'm saving up all my vitriol and hatred for that week.
So
I mean,
they
I
are-
just think there needs to be fans showing
It's-
up in Baltimore, just chanting through the whole game, F the Ravens, as loud as they can, just disrupting the whole thing.
It's terrible, and I hope the Browns players recognize what is being celebrated and why it's such a disgrace.
I'm hoping because Jim Schwartz was in Cleveland when this move took place, that
Was he?
he reminded, yes, that he reminds them of exactly what was going on, because he
What
lived
was he doing
through
in
that.
Cleveland? What was his role?
He was an assistant. He was just breaking in. Go back and watch a Football
95?
Life Cleveland '95.
Yeah,
He's one of the main characters.
really.
Jim Schwartz is one of the main characters. He's one
What
of
is
the
this
main.
on YouTube?
I mean, this is the NFL production. So if you have NFL,
It's
Plus,
called
you
what
can
is it
go
called?
watch it.
NFL.
Cleveland '95. It's on NFL Plus. It's like the NFL Pay Network thing you can get on. You
Oh,
might be able
okay.
to find it on YouTube. It's
Uh-huh.
just Cleveland. It's a 2 episode, and it's about Bill Belichick and what he was doing in Cleveland,
Really?
and then how he was building a winner in Cleveland, and how they were on the verge of being successful, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden Modell just up and moved the team, and
Right.
they were talking
They
about
are-
how all these people were in the organization and how Belichick created this organization, these processes, and then it kind of follows a little bit some players afterward, or not players, but some people afterward. And Jim Schwartz is one of them that they follow and say this is
most
part
of
of the
the
legacy
big
of Cleveland.
Chunk of those players did transition over to Baltimore, correct?
Well, I mean,
that-
they were the football team that went to Baltimore, so most of
Right.
them
The
went.
team that took
Yeah.
the field in '96.
And
to
yeah,
Baltimore.
this is technically why the Ravens fired Bill Belichick, not the Browns, because they were the Ravens when they moved, and he got
Gotcha.
fired in like February or March, or not
Okay.
January or February,
Uh-huh.
when they were in Baltimore, located in Baltimore. So the Ravens
Right.
fired Bill Belichick,
Okay.
not the Browns.
Wow, man. Well, now going back to the Cincinnati game, we are 6-point underdogs according to the
I just
one
think
of
that's
the
too much.
6 points. So basically,
I'd take the Browns on that. I mean, I can see the Bengals winning the
odds-
game, but
the money
I
li-
can't see them winning by that much. I mean, maybe I'm
the
just
money
wrong. Maybe
line-
I'm crazy.
the money line for the Browns to win is plus 220. So if you take the Browns to win, that's a pretty good bet. I mean,
I don't know what that is. I
but
don't know.
if you pick them to win,
Mhm.
whatever you bet, it's plus 220. So if I took them to win, I'll just put in here $5. That'll get me. That'll pay out $16. I might have to do that after the show.
Okay, so it's 2.2
Yeah.
times what you bet.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Okay,
I like those odds. I definitely think the Browns are going to win that first game.
you should get on that.
I'm
John,
going
we've been
to.
doing this for half an hour now. Let's wrap this up. We've kind of lost steam. Just remember, people, Dustin Hopkins has been cut, which has opened up number 7. So the show's new. Now, well, my favorite player is still Joel Bitonio, left guard named Joel. How can I not go Joel Bitonio? But the second favorite player of this podcast.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
Isaiah Bond, baby, needs to get his
I
7.
love it.
Need to get 7. You need to do the whole Bond thing. You need to get Daniel Craig over there. You need to like get him out there to smash the guitar. And I mean, we got to do the whole thing around James Bond. Any
That would be
last thoughts?
fantastic. Just looking forward to seeing what happens over the next, week and a half as we prepare to play the Bengals. I think there will still be a couple moves up Andrew Berry's sleeve, some transactions that we don't know about quite yet. Obviously, the running back room is still a big concern. We did pick a couple new people up for the practice squad, or the same guys. So, going into the season with Jerome Ford and Dylan Sampson doesn't give me a lot of confidence. Hopefully this Quinshon Judkins stuff can get wrapped up. So
Yeah.
that's one thing there. But overall, I'm feeling better going into the season. I think most Browns fans are feeling better just knowing that Joe Flacco will at least take the field in game 1, because we know that he's a veteran. We know that he has a wealth of experience. We know that he's a Super Bowl winner. And we once know that he played for the Baltimore Ratbirds, which, again, going back to week 2, I hope to God that he, of all players, knows the significance and will really try to do his damnedest to bring another win for the Browns and embarrass the Ratbirds.
Like I said, I've got my fingers crossed that Jim Schwartz will come through. He's got to remind that whole team of what he personally went through
Yeah,
during that move. Like that, there's nothing more
Absolutely.
powerful than somebody said, "I lived through this. I went through this. This is what really happened, not
Yeah.
what they're reporting to you."
yes.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the What the Elf Was That podcast. Please like, subscribe, and tell all your friends to give a listen. You can follow host Joel Cade on Twitter @The Left Guard.